Good morning, welcome to this old mojo. Today we're gonna pour the retaining wall footer. Yeah, it's gonna be very tight here. So we're gonna set this shade up on that side. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be set up, but we're all set up for the concrete here. What I want to do before we pour is get this inside nice and wet. I don't want any water out here because that's the only place I can stand, and I gotta squeeze in here and do the screeding and stuff, scraping the top and getting the concrete level. Speaking of level, I have to go get the level. I've been working with that, well, to do the rebar, I've put a board across here and sat on it, and these forms are only held in by some tiny screws, so I want to make sure that the forms haven't pushed down and are out of level. They don't need to be perfectly level, but like I said earlier, well, in the last video, I don't want water draining towards the wall part and getting trapped there. I want it to have at least a tiny little pitch going this way. Yeah, and then I gotta plug in the vibrator. We're not going to be doing a lot of vibrating, but we do want to get a little bit of vibration in there so that it makes it all the way to the insides of the form and stuff. We'll just tap it in there, here and there. Yeah, this always makes me real nervous. I have my upright rebar right there. Once I cut the keyway with this, then when it's, well, it should be stiff enough. If I can cut a keyway, then I'll stick that in there. I cut some little ones, and I may or may not stick those in there. This needs strength against tipping. It doesn't need any strength against lifting up or anything. So even short little rebar at the bottom of the wall will help it from tipping inwards. I mean, it should be strong enough to last as long as the house the way it is. So we'll see how it goes once the pour starts. And if I can, I'm going to add them little ones in between the bigger ones. Okay. So I'm going to get a little prep work done. What time is it? Those guys should be here by 10 o'clock. And we'll start getting this set up and get ready to go then. Again, I'm not exactly sure how much I'll be able to film. I'm going to go grab the level, the tripod, and the little tripod, and hopefully I can at least set the camera up on time-lapse a few times so we can see what's going on, and I'll get some video of the concrete mixing and the pouring and stuff in non-time lapse if I can. But when you're concrete pouring, you gotta move, so filming is kind of hard.
that too wet?
No, it looks good. Yeah, with the heat that we got today, if it's too dry, it'll, I mean, you never want it too wet, but could easily get it too dry today. It'll be all right. Thank you. Okay. It took a little bit over 2 hours to get everything poured, and then I had to go along and smooth it off and get the rebar in and other stuff. I was messing around with it for another hour and a half. I think I was out here about 4 hours. So we got her cooling off here and staying hydrated. It's in the low 90s right now. It was super, super hot while we were working on this. Went through a bunch of water and stuff, but yeah, I don't know why this damn sprinkler is not hitting all the way down to the end here. It was when I left. All right. Yeah, I'll adjust that. I'm going to come out here every hour or so. This has been going for about an hour. I'll come out here in another hour. I'm going to turn it off now and make sure everything's nice and wet. Turn it on for a little while. I'll do that for the next couple hours, and then this can sit overnight. tomorrow morning, when it's a bit cooler out here, I'm going to come out, where is that? This tarp right here, and there's one right on the other side of the wall, are junk. So when this is a little bit firmer, I'll come, or in the morning, I'll come out here and poke that down over the rebar and add some weight to the sides. Well, I'll get it nice and wet like this again, and then we'll let it sit for 2 days. And then I should have the next form done, and I'll start installing it, and we're going to try to get this next pour. Actually, this next pour is just going to be me and a little bit of my wife and daughter to help with the bags. I can't carry the 60-pound bags, but I can carry the 30-pound ones real easy. So I'll do all the mixing, and the pouring should be a lot easier pour. We'll set up the mixer right here and hopefully pour right into the top of the wall, and I should be able to just keep pouring into that same spot and then vibrate it, and it'll move along the wall here. If it doesn't, I can pour into whatever chute I have. This probably won't work. I was planning on making one of the, like a funnel that fits right into the top of the wall. If it doesn't work just pouring into that one spot, I'll take a shovel and shovel it out of here and put it down here. Yeah, well, maybe I can start out here and move over there like I did this time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't go like I was thinking, I can always move it. The unit itself is not super heavy when it doesn't have any concrete in it. Easy to move around. Okay. I'll probably get back with you when I have this covered up with the tarps, and I'll show a little bit of that form making. I'm sure you noticed it in the video, but I abandoned that keyway idea a little bit into the pour, and I filled that in. I don't think it needs it, and it was caving in, and I had way too much other stuff to do to try to get that really nice. So that was abandoned. Everything else came out really nice. This sat underneath that tarp and had the wet rags on it for 4 days. It is the 5th day today, and I need to get the rebar, the horizontal rebar on here. But first, I have to cut just these rebar right here in this passageway. These have to get cut down because the wall is going to be a slightly different height in this area. It's going to be about 1.5 inches, or maybe it's 2 inches lower right here. So let me get that cut, and then we'll get the rebar on here. It'll be exactly 7 days between pours, almost to the minute. We poured this on Sunday. It's Friday right now. I'll be getting the rebar completely figured out, or I'll be getting the rebar done today. I'll be putting the forms on tomorrow, making them and putting them on, and I'll modify that chute. I got that figured out. I'm going to modify that chute so we can use that again for this pour. Yeah, should go real nice and smooth. Hopefully I have the same help again, but I could probably do this myself. It would be a lot of rushing around, and it's going to be hot again. Not quite as hot as last time, but it's going to be hot again. Yeah, we have about half as much to pour on this next pour. All right, enough talking. Let me get going with this rebar, and I'll show you when the rebar is done, and then we'll do a little bit on the making of the form. Will you look at that? We had a ½ inch of rain last night, and there was no rain in the forecast. Now I got to get this concrete cleaned off because the rain splashed dirt over from the sides onto it. Yeah, it was all nice and clean yesterday, but now it's a mess. And hosing it off is just going to make it super humid in this area. But I digress. I'm going to end this video right here. It really doesn't make any sense doing all of the forming and then doing the pouring in the next video. And after the pouring, I'll be starting on the wood part of this. So we'll just keep it kind of consistent. This video will be making the form and pouring, and the next video will be the start of the framing. So we'll wrap it up right here. If you're not subscribed yet, if you would please subscribe, it would help the channel out greatly. And we will see you in the next video.